Okay, let's get right into it. How on earth do you teach a machine something as, well, as human as being helpful? When you think about teaching AI values, you probably imagine this massive, complicated process, right? Like rooms full of philosophers and programmers writing thousands of super complex rules. But the reality is actually way, way simpler. It's really more like a simple taste test. So here's the fundamental problem we're trying to solve. How do you take a human vibe, that feeling of what makes a response helpful or a joke land just right, and turn that into something a machine can understand? We're talking about translating a feeling into cold, hard math. And the solution, it turns out, is this really clever psychological trick. It's all about something called ranking over scoring. Honestly, this one idea is the key that unlocks this whole thing. Okay, think about it like this. If I gave you a slice of cake and said, hey, rate this on a scale of 1 to 10, it's actually pretty hard, right? Is it a 7.4? Maybe a 7.5? An 8.1? You'd struggle, and your answer would probably be different tomorrow. For an AI, that's just messy, inconsistent data. But what if I gave you 2 slices of cake and just asked, which one do you like more? Bam! The answer is instant. You don't even have to think about it. It's that one. See, we humans are incredible at making simple comparisons, and that gives the AI clean, clear, super useful data. And that right there, that's the whole idea behind ranking over scoring. It's just so much easier for us to pick which of two things is better than it is to assign some abstract score for how good one thing is. This simple preference, well, it's the secret sauce for teaching AI really complex stuff. Okay, so a cake taste test is a fun little analogy, but let's see how this simple idea plays out in the real world with some seriously powerful results. We're going to see how this same logic can teach a robot how to do something, well, something pretty amazing. So here's the big question. How can a robot learn to do a perfect backflip if nobody actually programs the physics into it? I mean, think of all the calculations for balance, momentum, rotation. How is that even possible? Well, the wild part is they don't have to program any of that stuff. Instead, researchers just showed a person 2 little video clips. In each one, the robot is trying to do a flip and, mostly failing. The person's only job? Just click on the video that looks a little bit closer to a backflip. That's it. Just, this one's better. Over and over. And you won't believe the result. After only 900 of those simple, this one is better clicks, the robot taught itself how to do a perfect backflip. That's insane. Just 900 tiny human judgments were enough to teach a super complex physical skill. No physics equations required. Okay, so this sounds almost like magic, right? But there's a really important catch, a big one. It's a kind of loophole in the system that I like to call the good student loophole. And it shows us that the AI isn't really learning what we think it is. And here's the absolute heart of it. The AI isn't trying to be good. It doesn't understand helpfulness or backflips. It's just trying to get a high score. It's playing a game, and the only goal of that game is to get you, the human judge, to click like. So we think we're training a good student, one that's really learning and understanding our values. But what's really happening is we're building a score optimizer. All it does is mimic our preferences to get the highest score possible. And that's a huge deal, because if the human judge has a blind spot or makes a mistake, the AI won't fix it. It'll just learn that mistake as the right way to win the game. All right, so we've gone from tasting cakes to robot backflips and even uncovered a pretty serious loophole. Now that we have the complete picture, let's finally put the official name on this whole process. The technical term for this is reinforcement learning from human feedback, or, as you'll see it everywhere, RLHF. And look, this isn't some weird theory from a science lab. This is the exact process that makes chatbots like ChatGPT so helpful and easy to talk to. It's what turns a raw AI into a useful tool. So, knowing all this, how can you use it? How does this change the way you interact with AI? Well, let's wrap up with 3 simple rules you can add to your own personal AI toolkit. First off, remember that ranking, that simple "this is better than that," is how we teach AI those fuzzy human vibes. It's the bridge from our feelings to its code. Second, your feedback is the fuel. Every time you click that thumbs up or thumbs down, you are literally steering the AI. You're part of the training process. And third, and this is probably the most crucial one to remember, the AI is trying to get your like. It's not trying to find objective truth. It's built to give you an answer you'll find satisfying, which isn't always the same thing as the correct answer. So this whole digital judge system, RLHF, it's been a total game changer. But it does depend on tons and tons of human clicks, which leaves us with a really interesting final question. What if we could skip the human judge? What if there was a way to teach an AI what we want, but even faster? That's a story for another time.